of control. Well, how can you explain the different types of control and what they do and what they're there for?
No, I was actually hoping that I could get a review now.
Huh.
Sorry.
Anyone?
Yeah, I can do it.
Sorry.
Okay, go Blood.
So, type 1 is basically, if the JTAC can see the target, and if the plane can then, or the aircraft can then visually acquire the target, I can do type 1. If either of us can't see the target, or can't see, well, if the aircraft can't acquire the mark, or if I can't see the target, then we do type 2, which is basically type 1, except we're not going to see each other, or we're not going to see the things we normally look for in type 1. And then type 3 is if I can't see it, and it's an area as opposed to an actual single target. Basically what I'm saying is telling the aircraft to go somewhere and kill all the shit that's there.
That's not entirely correct, though.
Okay.
First off, we have type 1. That is that's the safest type of control we have, and that's because US JTAC can physically observe the target, and you can physically observe the aircraft as it comes in and attacks the target. So you have with one type of control, you can make sure no friendlies get on top of the target, that the target doesn't move, and you can ensure that the aircraft goes in the exactly right direction, and you can stop him if he seems to be moving towards friendlies instead of hostiles. Because from his screen, it's just a bunch of radar blips he's seeing. He can't really tell who the fuck is who, basically. That's the safest type of control. We have type 2, and that is when we learn about targets via other means. So that means we can't physically see the target ourselves, and we possibly probably won't be able to see the aircraft descending on the target either. So that's type 2. It's a lot less safe, but it's still in a specific area. You want to hit that grid right there. You don't want it hitting anything else. And then we have type 3, which is the same conditions. You can't physically see the area, and you can't necessarily physically see the aircraft. But you can assign it that area and give it restrictions. This is your area of attack. Okay. Any questions on types of control? Okay. Moving on to next part of the CAS brief timeline. Can anyone say that for me? What points we have? Go Reddish.
First off, you need to call the aircraft is JTAC, then standby for 9line, then it's type, IP, heading, distance, elevation, description, location, mark, will repeat laser, friendly selection, and egress point.
Yeah. So we have a designated IP, pre-designated IP, direction from IP, distance from IP, target elevation, target description, target grid, mark, if any, friendliest location, and egress direction. I'm just going to go back to a slide where you can see this. Just so you can see the 9line again. Okay, next thing we have is our remarks section. And that's basically where you put in information that's relevant to the aircraft. And that depends on what you're doing, basically. But what you always want to put in is what you want, what type of effect you want on the ground. Basically, if you want it to use a bomb or a rocket or rockets or the gun or whatever, you usually want to tell the aircraft that. If you don't, then he will just pick something. And even if you do say so, it is actually the pilot's call, because he is the guy that's trained on this stuff. You basically just request something. Second is second most important is also enemy air threats. Mostly use confirmed air threats, but if your intel indicates that you can be certain that there is an air threat in a certain area, then inform him of intel reports that there's CSUs in that area, so he knows he shouldn't go there unless he's ready to die. Free type of weapon, that's the same. And usually, what I always want him to report IP inbound, so I know exactly where he is when he starts his mission, and when he starts his mission. So even if you relax with your control, you can basically clear him hot as soon as he is IP inbound. But I always want him to report IP inbound. That's just me. Other prominent things you could put in your remarks is if there's something special about the terrain. Is he hitting a mountainside? He might want to know that if he can't see it. Stuff like that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I watched the videos. When does the pilot exactly say IP inbound?
That's when he passes his IP.
Gordon, I've just got to go to the main server channel a second and sort out something.
Again?
I've just got to disappear to primary server for a second and sort out something.
Okay. Yeah, as you say IP inbound, that's when you have lined your aircraft up and you're passing the IP going towards the target.
And the in?
In is when, remember the control, we have the pilot reports IP inbound, then the JTAC needs to address should the pilot continue or not. Usually you would say continue because the situation wouldn't usually have changed that much. It can, but it usually won't. Then if you put a mark down, the JTAC needs to advise mark ready, mark not ready, and the pilot needs to, the JTAC needs to say the mark is down. Pilot needs to say he has eyes on the mark. If he doesn't, then the mission isn't going to happen. If the mark didn't land, if it's a mortar round, for instance, it didn't land exactly where you wanted it to, then you give corrections like 100 meters south or 50 meters west or whatever, depending on where the mark lands in relation to the target. And that's once the pilot has the mark, the corrections to the mark, that's when he says in from the east, west, or south, north, whatever.
Okay.
Then, and that's as when he says in, that means he's ready and he's actually commencing his attack, and that's when US JTAC needs to be fast and say, okay, Dragon 3-1, you're cleared hard. If you don't give that, the pilot will continue commence his attack, but he won't release any rounds. He will simply just, okay, I didn't make it, and then go off and report he's off target.
Okay.
Okay. And then when the pilot is off target, if he gets cleared hard, then he'll hopefully inform you how much he dropped. If he dropped bombs, for instance, then he would say 2 away. If he dropped 2 bombs, and then you can send him a correction or just a battle damage assessment. If you send him a correction, that could be from his south 200. He hit the 200 meters north of target. Then you can say from his south 200, the attack is authorized, and that means okay, go back to your IP and try again. So that's the control. Any questions on remarks or control? Because otherwise I'm gonna throw you guys out the deep end and run you through a scenario already.
Sweet. Let's do that.
We got him.
Yeah.
Jimbo here. What server?
We're not in a server right now.
Okay.
We're gonna be in training 1, I think.
Okay.
But Jimbo, you weren't here yesterday, were you?
No, I wasn't here.
Okay, because this is entirely of this course is based on what we did yesterday.
Roger that.
But you're welcome to hang around. Just.
I thought you'd say that. I'll be nice and quiet. Thanks, Godhand.
Yeah, Jimbo, if you check the TeamSpeak chat, the whiteboard link there, if you just join in on there, and you'll be able to see what we're talking about.
Roger that.
Okay, so who wants to be a willing victim?
I'll do it first since I didn't do one yesterday.
Okay, British. So your scenario is this: you are behind the flood, approximately 1 click, and a platoon gets contact with a platoon of BMPs 500 meters west of their position, and they want you to call gas on those BMPs, and you have the company 60mm mortar ready to provide marks for you. Your call sign is Taxman 1, and you have two A10s call sign Enfield 1-1 and Enfield 1-2.
What aircraft are them?
They are A10s carrying cluster bomb units.
Found me as danger close. Isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Depends. The CPUs
What's the
come in
FO
the.
call sign?
Second,
What's the FO call sign?
you are JTAC and you are X-Man, and you're not talking to the FO because JTACs know how to FO.
Right. Right. Okay. Is there any way I can request white phosphorus on the BMPs?
Yeah, the company mortars are Titan 7 Bravo.
Okay, so shall I just assume they already have done that? Can I assume they already have put in white phosphorus, or do I need to do the proper radio communications through platoon?
You might as well, because when we get in the practice session,
Right.
I'm gonna be Titan 7 Bravo. So.
Yeah, but about that.
Okay, who's the Enfields?
Enfields are your A10s.
Yeah, but
Each carry 2 cluster bomb
Are they Death
units.
Strike? Are they both Death Strike?
They're gonna be me for this.
Solid.
But just one thing, coordinating the mark, if it's a mortar thing, wouldn't that
Can
be
I-
like for the other guy to do?
God, I need power to write. I'm sorry. I can't write down my IPs.
Okay. One second. Yeah, if you can. Why won't you do this? There you go.
See how to figure it. How do you type? Oh yeah, text there is. Okay.
Did you hear me, Godon?
Yeah, if you have an extra JTAC and he isn't busy, then yes, but you can also call Titan 7 Bravo and ask them to get on the cast nest.
Yeah.
Usually a well-equipped mortar platoon
Yeah, but
will
I mean,
will have extra radios so they can be on several nets.
yeah, but I mean that's the part of the point of having 2 people in a fire control team, right? So that one guy can hang on.
Yeah, basically, so one guy can keep in contact with the friendly elements on the ground, and the other guy can keep contact with the air elements.
Okay. Enfield 1-1. This is Axeman. Over.
X-Man is Enfield 1-1, stand by, over.
Enfield 1-1. Type 2. Control. Over. Type 2 control. Why is it? Why is control? I forgot. Why is that?
You say type 2 in effect, advised and ready for 9 line.
Alright, good. Okay. Enfield 1-1. This is Axeman. Type 2 in effect. Advised 9 line.
Ready to copy.
Priest. North. 1,500 meters. 100 elevation. 3 times BMP platoon on the road. Grid 029033. Marked by Willie Pete. Friendlies located 500 east. Danger close. Egress church. How copy?
Then you just say advised and ready for remarks.
Advised, ready for marks, sorry.
Ready to copy.
Okay. Is that it?
You don't have any remarks at all?
Well, there isn't any enemy AA, is there?
Oh. You might have a specific type of ordnance you want him to use, or you might want to give him a final attack heading since it's danger close.
I forgot to write. The A10's ordnance. What ordnance does the A10 have? Remind me.
30 millimeter cannon with HEAT and 2 cluster bomb units each.
Cluster bomb has a specific name, doesn't it?
Cluster bomb? I don't remember.
Okay.
U87, I believe.
Enfield 1-1. Advise remarks. Cluster bomb. Over.
BRB.
Solid copy. Elevation 100. Grid 0290033. Over.
Solid copy.
Quick question: would he final attack heading now as well?
He should have given that in remarks. In this case, you just told a pilot that there are friendlies 500 meters east, but you didn't really tell him what direction you want him to approach from. Again?
I said north. And I thought direction was heading.
No, direction is just when you give the direction from IP, that's not his designated flight direction. That is just the direction he needs to go from the IP to target area. But he basically, once he's in from the IP, he can go the direction he needs to actually hit the target.
All right, when
so that's what you give him. Why you give final attacking.
I will redo remarks. F411 remarks as follows: cluster bomb, direction north. Over.
That's you need to say what you mean by direction north. So you say final attack heading 360.
Final attack heading 360.
Copy 100. Grid 0290033. Final attack heading 360.
Solid copy and all.
And just one comment is for things like final attack heading, you're trying to provide information to the pilot, so you're just trying to say, give him a place where it's safe to drop his weapons in case he overshoots or something. Because if you overshoot with a CBU, you can overshoot by 500 meters, no problem, and you don't want that landing on friendly troops. So, but you could say anything as long as it makes sense. You could say like final attack heading, like 315 to 360 or something like that. The whole point is you're just trying to convey certain information, and the way you do it is by saying final attack heading and giving a heading.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now you would want to have, I would have suggested that you asked him to report IP inbound, but in this case, when you don't ask him to report IP inbound, he will basically just advise you when he's in, when he's or when he has a contact to mark. Another reason you want to do this is to make sure he holds at the IP and doesn't cross over until you have the mark in place.
Okay.
All you guys, you're down with the basic FO stuff, right?
Basic FO, I have no idea about. Never done it.
Okay, you basically give a warning order, and then you give a target location and target description, type of effect, and method of engagement, method of control. So that is, in your case, would be Titan 7 Bravo. This is Axeman 1 fire mission grid, and he'll just read that back. Then you say grid 033-029. Copy grid 033-029. That's wrong, the way I do it, fuck it. And then you would say type method of engagement. You would say one times white phosphorus for mark over. And that's basically all the mortar needs. He needs a grid to fire on, and he needs to know how much he's firing. And that's just one time white phosphorus. And then usually I would say fire on my command. So when the aircraft says that he is IP inbound, then you can say, okay, time to power fire. Okay, shot. And okay, crash. And then as the rounds comes in, you can allow infield 1-1 to go in, and then say mark is on the deck. Infield 1-1 contact mark. And if the mark isn't directly on target, then from mark south 25 meters. And infield 1-1 copies that.
Of the BMP from here.
Nope.
So I don't know whether the marks are correct or not. Perhaps it'd be better if I utilize infield 1-1 as a scouting plane for infield 1-2 to check that the marks are on target.
You can also just say mark is on. Mark on can ask the infantry guy if they have to mark it. Yeah, we're screwing you over, guys. But yeah.
Alright.
So just to reiterate, Axeman 1, Enfield 1-1, IP inbound.
Solid copy. Cleared hot.
Okay. What Enfield 1-1 does now is just go directly north and drop his cluster bombs and says Enfield 1-1 in from the south, Enfield 1-1 off to church to away.
Solid copy, and all standby for more tasking. Over.
Copy, standing by.
Okay, so you don't clear them hot when they're at the IP. You clear them hot when they're in. So IP inbound means I'm at the IP. It's just letting the JTAC know where you are, and then in, when you say in and then in a cardinal direction, that's telling him that you're on a terminal attack heading. So.
All right.
So normally you would say IP inbound, and then you tell him that you say continue. Continue is just an acknowledgement that you're not ignoring him. It's basically like, okay, you can continue. So you say continue, then he says in from the south or whatever, and then you clear him hot. Because in means he's pretty much lined up, he's about to release ordnance, and then it's like a final clearance. You clear him hot, and then he attacks. Okay?
Alright. Can I redo this JTAC calling?
Yeah. Kraus, can you take it? I'm just gonna set up the server.
Sure. Go ahead. Do it.
Go write everything down this time.
What's my call sign? Axeman 1 or something?
Axeman.
JTAC is Axeman and aircraft Enfield 1-1.
Okay.
Yep. Enfield 1-1, this is Axeman 1. Over.
Enfield 1-1.
Type 2 in effect. Over.
Okay.
Type 2 advise in effect, sorry. Yeah.
Enfield 1-1 ready to copy.
Priest, north, 1,500 meters, 100 3 BMPs on road. 029er033. Marked by Willie Pete. Friendly east, danger close. Egress church. Over.
I read back 100-029-033, danger close.
Solid copy. Remarks. Direction north. Cluster bomb. Over.
Okay. What are you trying to say?
Cluster bomb. Over.
What are you trying to say? You're trying to say use cluster bombs, and what's direction north mean?
Direction north is 360.
I know, what is that? What are you talking about, direction north? Is that a final attack heading?
Yes.
Okay.
Final direction 360 cluster bomb. Over.
Enfield 1, final attack heading 360.
Solid copy. Advise once reached IP priest.
Enfield 1-1, IP inbound.
Continue.
Enfield 1-1, in from the south.
Enfield 1-1, cleared hot.
Okay, so it's supposed to be marked with Willie P, right?
Yes.
So you have to get that done. So you say mark it on the deck. That precedes the in call.
Enfield 1-1, markers on deck. Willie Pete. Over.
Enfield 1-1, contact the mark.
Enfield 1-1, cleared hot. Over.
Enfield 1-1, off safe.
Solid copy. Egress church. Standby for more tasking. Over.
Alright. So, a few issues. For one, don't use the word 100 because most Europeans that don't speak English are not going to know what that means. So, make sure you use 1500. And another thing is, what else? Yeah, when you do the 9 line, once you're done giving the 9 lines, then say advisor noted for remarks. Then the pilot will tell you that he's ready to copy. Then, yeah, I'm aware of YAXO, but there's some languages where hundreds doesn't exist, like French, Spanish, Italian, etc. Yeah, so make sure you do the 9 line, then you say advisor ready for remarks, and then the pilot tells you you're ready to copy, then give remarks, and give them all in one paragraph. Don't break it up and say over. So you should say like final attack heading 360, use CBU 87, and I forgot what your other one was. You had some other remark, but yeah, whatever it is, just make it all in one paragraph.
It's Willie P on the deck. Alright.
So you want to do that one more time?
Reddish, also remember that you need to repeat what something you said earlier. Like when you say Mark is on the deck, then you don't need to say it's white phosphorus, by the way, because you just told him that. He knows it.
Yeah, the idea here is for speed. It's supposed to speed things up. It would take longer to communicate this stuff if you tried to just use everyday language. That's the whole reason why we do the radio procedures. So let's do it again. So go ahead. I'm waiting for tasking.
Enfield 1-1, this is Axeman. Over.
Enfield 1-1.
Type 2 in effect. Over.
Enfield 1-1, ready to copy.
Priest north 1500 100 3 BMPs on road 029er033 marked by Willie Pete. Friendlies firing to east, danger close. Egress church. For remarks. Over.
Ready to copy remarks.
Remarks. Mark on deck. Final heading 360. Cluster bomb. Over.
100-029-033. Danger close. Final attack heading 360.
Solid copy. Advise once you've reached priest. Over.
Enfield 1-1, copy. Okay, Enfield 1-1, IP inbound.
Continue.
I don't see the mark because you didn't shoot it again. You have to say mark is on the deck.
Okay. Enfield 1-1. Continue. Mark on deck.
Enfield 1-1, contact the mark.
Cleared hot.
Enfield 1-1, off east, 2 away.
Solid copy. Egress church. Stand by for tasking. Over.
Enfield 1-1. Okay, that was good, but you still used 100. You used 1500, and then you went back to using 100. So just try not to do that. Just picture the number in your head and just try not to use hundreds.
Quick question.
Yes.
He had said Type 2 control, and then he did everything with a mark. So wouldn't you normally not have a mark on a Type 2?
You could have a mark, but you can't see the mark. That's the difference. Is
Okay.
you can't see the mark, and you can't see where the relation of the mark is. But he could have had a squad that was nearby, like shoot a 203 at them or something, and I don't know, get some Willie Pete. There's a bunch of different things that could happen. But you usually don't use a mark when you're in Type 2, but it's not impossible to use a mark.
Just need some extra comms, basically.
Okay, so let's get some new terrain going for the next one.
Last question. If the enemy is moving, do I say it in line 5 as a target description or in the remarks?
You would say line 5. You would say BMP column moving down the road or something.
Okay.
One thing. If it's danger close, is that in the friendlies para or in the remarks?
It could be either. Well, it's technically a restriction, so you'd want to put it in the remarks. But either way, as long as you communicate it, it's okay.
Right.
What the fuck?
Okay, we got some new terrain now.
Oh, I still got am in Pearl. That's what I was wondering why the map moving around, was accidentally moving it around.
So who's up next?
I want.
It's probably my turn. Oh, you had.
Who's that?
I haven't yesterday. Taylor.
Okay. Godhand, can I make the next scenario?
Yeah, go.
Okay. Where's my T-72s? They're missing. I'm going to recopy my T-72 in.
Should be the assets.
How did you lose your 72s?
You probably got deleted somehow. It's fine. I'll just copy them back in.
Oh, that's a big one. Requesting nuclear strike.
Yeah, T-72s, 0606, entire grid.
That'd be like an MLRS strike.
Yeah, we know what happens when you nuke anywhere near your friendlies. Everyone dies and the mission ends. Come on.
Okay. Okay, so each one of these tanks represents 3 T-72s. Hold on. Okay, so here's the situation. You are expecting enemy attack from the north of Pop Ivan, and your platoon that you're with is setting up defensive positions facing north with a flank guard on the east. And you suddenly hear from a scout team on the eastern flank that you hear from a scout helicopter, Python 4, that there is a company of armor that's flanking you on the east, and you have no way to deal with them other than air support. That situation. So you have Python 4 down there in the southeast corner, and they are observing the company of tanks, and they're just reported that to you.
Okay.
Oh, and you have 2 A-10s with AGM-60 with AGM-65s and GB-12s. The A-10 call sign is Enfield 1, and the scout helicopter's call sign is Python 4, and your call sign is Axeman 1.
What? My call sign again?
Axeman 1.
No, okay. Do I have anything to mark them?
You have, well, no, you don't. Well, you have the helicopter there. That's about it.
Okay.
You also do not observe the targets. By the way, for those that are waiting, in the course notes that I supplied yesterday, it has like a walkthrough of everything you need to do, the exact lines you need to read off and everything. So you might want to check them out while you're waiting.
The last link isn't viewable for
Yeah,
anyone with URL.
It says I had to request access, Cross.
Hold on. Try now.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Oh wait, this isn't the. This is. Don't look at this. This is the old one. That's why. Fucking. That's why it was private.
Okay, I'm finished.
Okay, well, the legit is in the channel now. Alright, go ahead.
Enfield 1, this is Axeman 1, Type 2 control in effect, advise when ready for 9 line.
Enfield 1, ready to copy.
Ford 20800, enemy tanks and anti-air 070067, no mark, 400 southeast, egress east. Copy when ready for remarks. Advise when ready for remarks, sorry.
Enfield 1, ready to copy.
Enemy ZSU 23 and anti-air, final attack heading 360, report IP inbound.
Enfield 1, 100 070 final attack heading 30.
Readback is correct.
Enfield 1, IP inbounds.
Enfield continue.
Enfield 1, in from the south.
Enfield 1, cleared hot.
Enfield 1, 4 off, 4 off to the east.
Stand by for further tasking.
Okay, so that was pretty much perfect. The only thing that you messed up was you did not tell the distance or direction to the air defenses. So you should have said like Zeus northwest 150, SA9 northeast 150, etc. Also, when you're in situations like this, it's always good to have a talk on because you have a guy who can give you a talk on, and you can also have the same guy do a mark, so the scouts can mark target and they can also do a talk on if needed. So, yeah.
Oh, and I also forgot I wanted that he use AGMs because of the anti-air.
Well, you don't have to tell them what weapons to use. They can do whatever the fuck they want, but that's pretty much perfect other than the direction air defenses and stuff.
Okay.
If you tell him that there is SA9 and a CSU and a company of tanks, he will pretty quickly be able to figure out that, okay, I need to use my GMs on those radar signatures and I'm gonna fuck everything up with cluster bombs or whatever.
Do you want to do another one, or you feel confident?
Wahali can, so we have time for the training on the server.
Okay. You want to do it, Godhand, or you want me to do another one?
If you have one in mind, otherwise I'm gonna have to make something up.
Alright, I got one in mind.